We've touched briefly on relationship things now and again in certain videos, which incites conversation a lot of the time.
I've learned personally a few things along the way, and I just share it in case it's any good to anyone else.
General relationship stuff.
Yeah, stuff that I've learned or stuff that I've seen that I think could be of use to other people. If someone were to ask me, what's the best piece of maybe advice or the best thing that you can do for relationship longevity, I would say something like, the best thing that you could do as a couple is you need to be able to have an honest relationship and give each other space to be and feel negative. Because I think you're able to say things that is going to bother the other person more so than anyone else does. If you don't talk about negative, what's made you feel negative, and move forward, it'll build up and it'll fester and it'll rot, and you'll get to a point of no return where you will end up fighting and being in real problems. Try and be as ready to forgive as possible. Give each other space to be and feel negative so it can be diffused. If you feel negative, get it out there and talk. Always communicate.
You're seeing this person in real world. You can touch them. You need to be able to converse, to put across your feelings.
I think that relationships primarily end prematurely and unnecessarily because, not just because of a lack of communication, but the reason behind lack of communication. And people don't communicate either because they feel negative or they don't want to get into another fight. And by that point, you're already on a downward spiral. As soon as you feel negative, you need to be able to say, look, to the other person, I feel this way. I didn't like this. And if the other person can maneuver themselves in a way or listen in a way where they don't take it personally, but they think, okay, this person has just said they didn't like this, they felt I made them feel negative. It's not personal to me, but I got underneath this person's skin, probably without meaning to. I've realised with relationships in the past how much of an effect my words have actually had on the person I was with, and I didn't actually realise it until later, because they would say, well, blah, 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 and I thought, wow, I didn't mean it like that. But what I meant doesn't really matter. If you can keep it in your mind that what's most important is how this person is feeling, and don't blame them or judge them or make them feel bad for that. It is what it is. It's nothing more. It's not right, it's not wrong, it is what it is. And if it's about feelings first, you can always treat that person or come across as if you're treating that person with dignity, which is what you want to do, hopefully.
And it's also to do with the way you say something. However good you are with words, you cannot put across your point in a text message properly.
Not as well as speaking it, I would.
Exactly, because you say things in a certain way, and people hear things in a certain way.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a fairly sarcastic guy. Sarcasm in a text message?
Might not be picked up.
No. No, I tell you, it doesn't get picked up. There's, to a certain degree, you can, via the written word...
Convey information, yes.
Of course. But there's so much to do with how you say it. Now, for me, sometimes it's difficult because I'm slightly deaf, but I can still see from the way that you say things as well.
Yeah.
And that's a big thing. That's a big thing too.
Because I mean, the minority of the communication is actually verbal. The majority of the message you get is through non-verbal communication. It's not just through the words; it's the tone, it's the body language, it's all the other bits and pieces that go with it. And text, if you're conveying information, is great. But if you're trying to convey emotion, dodgy ground. Usually, all it takes is for you to be able to say it out loud, and then you feel better. And you know you can, if you have a secure space in a place with a person who you trust, who won't take it the wrong way, or if they do, you can sort it out quickly. You can move forward really, really quickly. It's when there's a lack of trying to understand, trying to listen, trying to communicate, that you run into problems. Are you getting into how you're feeling, or are you resolving it by finding a solution? As long as both parties are really trying to hear and listen to each other, it'll be fine. You know, but a lot of it is when you're getting into a fight halfway through or less than halfway through, you actually stop listening. You're just talking, and then words get sharp and things get said that aren't well thought out, and you hurt people, and it's not nice. And it's a work in progress. No one. It's never going to be perfect all the way through. But even if things go really, really wrong, how do we avoid this for the next time? What things can we put in place to make it better, to make it so you don't feel hurt, to make it so I don't get angry or whatever it happens to be.